Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. I guess who told you about that honor and what did it mean to you?
Funny because Coach Mastro sent it to our group chat. I didn't even see it yet. So then I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It was a good honor. But, that's a testament to the O-line and the team and how much we prepare every week. No matter the circumstance, we just continue to push forward to be better.
And what did that game mean to the whole team to be able to go out there and beat someone like that and to be able to celebrate a victory?
It was definitely a big morale boost. Everybody was excited to go out and get a win, especially at our home stadium. And to execute in the way we did, I think that was a big plus to, how the coaches prepare us each and every week. No matter, like I said, the circumstances, what we've been going through this season, we prepare like every week's a championship. So, that's just a testament to how we prepare as a team and, the coaching staff getting us ready to go.
Looking at Wyoming, it seems like their run defense has either been really good or kind of really poor. I guess what do you see from their front and what you guys are going to have to do to have success against them?
They look pretty big, they're pretty stout. I think they're a pretty good group. Their linebackers are pretty good, 6 and 9. Good back end, good safeties, corners. I think they're a really well-balanced team, especially their physicality is something that, sticks out on film to me.
What do you think has enabled you to kind of emerge as the go-to running back for the team this year?
I think just, our whole group being, supportive of each other, working hard. I think that's what really, we prepare each and every week as a group. Like we're all looking out for each other. And I think that's just what happens when, we all be together and focus on us as a group and everybody gets to eat.
It was kind of the same story last year. I mean, you didn't start at the top of the depth chart, but you ended there. I guess what is it about you that, kind of has that perseverance and that will to, continue to dig to get as many carries as possible?
Just getting healthy. I would say that. Just getting healthy. That's just what it is. Just being healthy and being able to play to my best ability for my team, and that's what it all comes down to. Sticking through injuries and being able to contribute in big ways, and then be a great teammate to the other guys that are out there as well, like Herschel and Kai. Being supportive for them as well. I think that's what it is.
Well, how rare is it that everyone is that supportive, like you're talking about?
Yeah, it's very rare. Usually, if somebody's not getting what they want, they don't like it, And I think, especially as a group, and just being supportive in times of like, dang, we were 1-8 last week, and we weren't, doing too well rushing wise. And a couple weeks before that, we couldn't get any, big time yards, and we just continue to prepare each and every week, and then it ended up, finally getting a good game out of our group and getting a good big morale boost for the entire team. So I think that was huge.
Yeah, it was your best rushing game in almost a couple of months. What was the key against San Jose State? A lot of it was just traditional between the tackle stuff as well.
Physicality. I think when the O-line is rolling like that, running backs don't have to do too much. I think just taking their holes and just running hard and doing great with what they give us. The O-line did a great job last Saturday. They were able to, physically brutalize San Jose's defensive front, and I think that's what led to a lot of the big yards as an offense and opening up the pass game as well, being able to, get some leaky screens, get some passes out to Jet, to Dakota, getting some, routes over the middle on key third down conversions. So I think that was pretty big. The O-line is the reason why we were able to execute so much last week.
What's kind of been the focus this week in practice? I mean, you guys hadn't been coming off a win very often. I mean, how do you make sure that the mentality and the hunger is still the same going into to the game against Wyoming?
Yeah. So the mentality is, we got to be better. We got to be better. There's things we had to fix from the game. No matter what score, how much we won by, we got things we got to fix. We got to come out hard because Wyoming is a great team. And they're physical, and if we want to be able to compete, we got to be physical as well. So practice, that's the motto: get out there and get physical. And when we get into our scout team periods, dominate, because what you do in practice, you can do in the game. So that's really the motto as a team. We got to be efficient in that so that we can be efficient on Saturday.
Do you feel like this past week gave this group confidence that, hey, we can go out there and we can compete with the Mountain West?
Yeah, most definitely. I think, in the Mountain West it's kind of crazy. We got blown out by Utah State, and then we blew out San Jose State, who barely lost to Utah State. And Hawaii, like last year, Herschel talks about it, how they blew out Hawaii 55-10, and we lost to Hawaii. And like it's very like it's very awkward in that way. So it's any given Saturday in the Mountain West. So I feel like confidence goes a long way, but preparation is what is the most important, right? We got to really prepare each and every week because Wyoming's not going to come out and lay down because we blew out San Jose State and they had a close game with them. They're going to come out just as hard as they have the other games. So we have to, up our intensity as a team because it doesn't matter what we did last week. It matters what we do on this Saturday.
Sold out crowd. Josh Allen's going to have his number retired. How much do you look forward to playing in front of a full house, 30,000 people?
Yeah, that's amazing. Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Came from junior college and then took over at Wyoming and became a legend there. And I think that's going to be a great night for him. And it should be a good environment for us to go in and play in Laramie. And then I like the day game. I'd rather play in the daytime. It's going to be cold, and we're going to have to, adjust to that. And I think it's getting cold here, too, so that helps us be ready for that cold weather. And I think just the factor of, having that environment is going to help us, our energy level as a team. It's going to be very lively. It's going to be fun, right? So we got to come out and execute our game plan. And I really respect our opponents. So, I'm ready for this game because it's going to be a dogfight, I feel like.
You mentioned the early start. It's 11 our time, noon their time where you guys are kicking off. Why do you like that more? It just seems like playing a 7 o'clock game, that has to be such a long way.
Yeah. I think, it just gives, the Pop Warner feel. Playing in the daytime, Saturday morning, getting ready to play another team around in your city. Then you go and, play early day games in Pop Warner. You don't usually play at night. And I feel like Friday nights are for Friday Night Lights. That's what I feel like night times are for. So Saturday, it gives you, you play at nighttime. You got a lot of time on your hands, waiting all day to play. And on Saturday, if you play in the morning, you ain't got to wait. You get up, get ready to go, and get active. So, yeah.
One of your young guys scored, Dom Kelly. I guess what have you seen from him? How happy were you for him to be able to score his first college touchdown?
Yeah, that was so exciting because I knew once we got down to that goal line, I'm like, oh, yeah, Dom's getting in here. There's no way they're tackling him. We call this play De La Salle because he came from De La Salle, and they ran the veer. And my high school ran the veer, too. So, we were used to that, 3-point stance, getting low in between the tackles, and seeing him get in like that on his first touchdown, that was amazing. And he had to fight on that touchdown. He had to fight for extra yards. He had the three-legged man put his hand on the ground, and I think that's a great way to start his college career, be able to get in the end zone like that.
How have you seen Carter grow, too, just in these last several games? Because it felt like, especially in this game, it seemed like he took a bigger step forward. A couple of those runs that he had, it just seemed like he was a little more aggressive out there.
Right, and I feel like that's with Carter, his improvement, especially in the run game, him being able to pull the ball and take off is very big, and Coach Choate's been on him about that, right? So that gives him he's young, so that creates a better future for him as a quarterback because now he's working on different things that he's not used to doing. And Coach Choate's we talk about this during practice a couple weeks back when we were having a lot of turnovers. We're talking about first down, touchdown, run. If it's not one of those, just run, right? So we can limit, decision-making errors and stuff like that. So I think that showed Saturday he, made the right decisions, and that ultimately led to him having a great game, being able to throw some touchdowns and hit guys when they were open. Especially on those third down conversions, it was very special to see him, show some growth there. And then our first offensive touchdown after Bam got the pick six, he pulled the ball and he read it properly and took off and didn't worry about getting hit or nothing and got us there so Chuba can punch it in. So I think that's just kudos to Coach Choate and the offensive staff for getting him ready, and improving his game as a quarterback.
You mentioned keeping your body healthy. I guess what all goes into that over a long season for a running back? Yeah,
so what goes into that is, you got to rest. You got to get sleep. Sleep is the number one recovery. You got to, eat. And then when you're going into treatment, if something's hurting, don't wait. You got to go get on it right that moment so that you can, be able to heal up. That's the biggest thing, I think, as players, guys, try to let things linger, and then that's when it becomes a bigger problem. And they're not taking care of their fluids and drinking water and stuff like that. And I think that's just really what it is. You got to do those things. And then you got some extra stuff like, going to cryotherapy, doing some red light therapy and stuff like that. That helps too. But, the main thing is, you got to eat, got to sleep, and you got to get in that treatment room.
It is your senior season. I don't know with JUCO stuff, how that's going to count for your future. Are you kind of approaching this as these are the last 2 games of your career?
I'm approaching this as the last 2 games of my college career, but if not, I'll be ready to, continue to think about coming back for college. But yeah, for most definitely. And I don't know about the JUCO rule. I don't know how that's going to go. But my thought process is this is my last 2 games at the University of Nevada for sure.
And then I guess what would the Nevada chapter of your book kind of mean to you, getting to play at this level and play a lot of snaps?
It would mean a lot. I think, my journey here has been very, it's been tough. You got to fight and grind, and that's what our team is built off of, guys that fight and grind and figure out ways to be successful, especially at the University of Nevada when other schools got all these facilities and stuff like that we don't have, and I think that's just what our team is. We're grinders, we work hard, and I think that's our identity, and I love it.
What did Saturday's game feel like to you?
It was electric. Just a lot of plays being made on the field by the Wolfpack. It was just fun out there, fun experience, fun hearing the crowd. Good excitement for the team and everything like that. So yeah.
How do you go from the result at Utah State to the result at San Jose State? I mean, so different.
Honestly, we go into every week, preparing the same way. Sometimes plays might not fall our way, but I think it's good that we don't let the adversity take over. I think we responded well this past week. And we're looking to do that going forward. So. Did
it feel like a long time coming for you, just in terms of the takeaways and having?
Oh yeah. I've been waiting for that all year to get my hands on the ball, because I'm pretty sure usually like when I do get interceptions, it happens in the beginning of the season. So honestly, it was just waiting my turn, but coaches was preaching me to continue to do my job, and the plays were coming, and that's what happened.
And just being able to shut down that passing offense like you did, nobody's really done that this year against San Jose State. I guess what were the keys to that?
Honestly, they didn't really run too many concepts, so just studying the tendencies as a group, as a whole, the back end, we were locked in on that, and also confusing the quarterback a little bit, throwing some disguises in there, so he then does force the ball like he did.
And then getting that early pick 6 from Boom or Bam, I guess.
Yeah.
What did that do for the team, just to get off to a fast start? Because a lot of the first quarters have been struggles.
Yeah, so it was just electric, honestly. Bam's my guy. He came over from Sac State. Just seeing him get that play, I was happy for him. Just to start us off, it got me going, just to see him win. So I think everybody fed off that, and it was all uphill from there.
Maybe you could take us through each of your takeaways and I guess what you saw in the play starting with the fumble force.
Yeah, so the fumble force, we were just playing regular quarters, and then I was just doing my job, capping the ball, and came down, tried to make a play, put my nose on the ball, and then the first interception, pretty sure it was trips open. They like to do a lot of seams, so I kind of knew the play before it happened, and I kind of just sat on that third one, picked it off, and then the second one, we knew the quarterback couldn't really decipher what coverages we were in early on, so we were playing cover 2, showing cover 1, but honestly, just playing with Phil, I kind of knew the concept because they had a tendency where in that certain formation they like to run dagger. I knew Danny was going to be the guy they were targeting on that play. Honestly, just was kind of playing like a center fielder back there, just going up and get it. So.
And then getting ready for Wyoming, I guess, a very different kind of offense. How would you break down what they like to do and what you guys are going to have to do to have success?
So I think they root their offense on being physical. They like to run the ball. I don't really think they trust their quarterback as much. He's going to try to get the ball out quick, a lot of quick games. So just expecting it to be a physical game for 4 quarters. We haven't been in a situation. We're not new to these type of situations, so we're going to just go in and execute the way we usually do.
Very different just in terms of how much they want to run the ball. I guess, how do you feel like you guys have fared against teams that are more run-oriented so far this year?
I think we do a very good job stopping the run. I think going forward we got to continue that. We got a tough task this week. These guys, I'm pretty sure this is the last home game of the season, so, a lot of seniors or whatever, senior night, they're going to be trying to come out, with an edge. So we got to make sure we come out, start fast, be physical from the jump. So yeah.
Also retiring Josh Allen's jersey, so it's already a sellout. I guess just being able to play in front of a sellout crowd, I guess how much energy does that give a defense?
Oh yeah, I love playing in front of sellout crowds. It just fuels me to make more plays out there. I'm just excited. The team excited, so ready to get up there to Wyoming.
Early game too. You guys are gonna be playing at noon. Not very often you've done that this year. I guess.
Yeah.
Do you look forward to that? You like the night games? Or?
Honestly, I'm just excited to play. Honestly, any opportunity we get, it's a blessing. So I'm just excited to go attack and and go make some plays out there for sure.
What's been the message to the team coming off a win to be just as hungry as you guys had been, coming off losses previously?
Yeah, I think the whole team understand the message. Obviously it's good to get a win, but to continue to get wins, we got to continue to do the same preparation we've been doing. So, continue to go in that direction. Good things will come our way.
Did you feel like after that game that all your guys' hard work just kind of came together?
Yes.
In that moment, playing tough on offense, defense, and special teams?
Yes, it was a beautiful thing to see just because, you see how hard these guys work day in and day out, especially this coaching staff. They here after hours every day. How to get us prepared for games. It's probably the most prepared I've been for games in any school I've ever been at, for sure. So, it was just, a good feeling for all the hard work we put in. Just get something in return. You know what I mean?